p.m. to start the meeting.
Mr. Chair, your mic is on, just for the record, everybody. You have to push the button to unbutton.
Chairperson Torgo,
There we are.
Vice Chair Brown,
Here.
Commissioner Whitehead, Commissioner Tungate,
Present.
Commissioner Waters Gill, Commissioner Seligson,
Here.
Commissioner Teacat,
Here.
Commissioner McClellan,
Here.
and Commissioner Eiselman. We have quorum.
I confused my package, so I'm having difficulty finding my stuff.
Let's see, wait a minute. This one, agenda triggers.
I got it right here, dear. Thank you for your help, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Moving on to approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving down to approval of the minutes of the last meeting, which we did not have a quorum at that meeting, so we have some carryover items. Quite
Motion
sure
to
that-
approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving down to item five, excuse me, item 5. Communications and responses. Do we have any?
Yeah, so the first one is administrative review for North End Auto Clinic. This is a proposed minor auto repair shop and that received administrative approval with conditions. Auto repair shops are permitted by conditional land use, and since the changes in use does not require significant improvement to the building or the site, the project required administrative approval.
What exactly are they doing now? Because they've been having a lot of activity, have they not?
There is already an existing business for a
Yes.
warehouse, but they are moving out, and the auto repair shop would replace the warehouse.
Okay, is that something good for us?
It is good for us.
Okay, very good. Moving on to item B.
So it's site plan approval amendment and extension. The site plan approval for the synagogue was granted on January 22nd of last year and expected to expire on July 22nd of this year. The site plan approval is contingent upon combining the 3 parcels into a single parcel. However, the applicant is not able to combine the parcels because 2 parcels farther east falls in Berkeley School District, and the west parcel falls in Oak Park School District. Parcels within different school districts cannot be combined. So the applicant proposed to combine the 2 parcels and execute a deed restriction on the 3rd parcel, so it had to serve as a parking in support of the synagogue, as well as that any future development cannot, it has to require the city approvals and review. And also the applicant requests 12-month extension to the site plan approval. So the site plan is approved for another 12 months. The extension will expire on July 22nd of next year, and the staff also approved the amendment to the site plan conditions.
May I ask why we missed that before?
because usually we don't know where is the school district, it's the assessing department. Once they submit the application for combining the parcels, they will let us if it's like what is the issue with the district, school district.
And that's not something that they were prepared when they came to us when we passed this before.
They were unaware of it.
Yeah.
They were totally unaware of it.
Very, very good. Moving on down to did he say 6-7?
No, 6A.
It's 6A, okay. I know he's rushing me. All right, down to 6A. It's a public hearing to, would you mind reading that for me?
Yes, it is a public hearing to consider a proposed amendment to the City of Oak Park zoning ordinance to add regulations regarding electric vehicle charging stations. The proposed amendment will also include revisions to Article 4, Division 4, signs.
And then we're going on to B after.
We need to open the public hearing.
Where's my, let me get the big one. Oh. Open the public hearing.
Can he come up and explain?
No.
There's nobody in particular. This is a new ordinance that we are putting into place because we're getting multiple requests for electrical vehicle charging stations to be installed onto various properties. So this is to amend our ordinances and to hear comments on that.
But do you want me to call to the audience? Since this is
Yes,
a
if anybody
since
from the
this is a
audience would like to comment on the changes to the ordinances for the electrical vehicle charging stations or signs, they could come up to the podium.
Very good. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to respond to this? I see bodies out there. This is not their issue. Go ahead. All right,
Close
go
the
ahead.
public hearing?
Before you close the public hearing, I just want to note something that there is a guidelines document that was not included in your meeting packet. I apologized for the oversight, but I brought copies in front of you, and I request to add this into the public hearing records.
Very good. Should we accept the apology? Okay, I just want to make sure, because she asked for it.
Mr. Chair, question?
Madam Mayor,
Why don't we just change the ordinance, or why is it in zoning instead of an ordinance? Curious.
So the zoning ordinance will allow us to regulate the classification, the permitting process, the district that are permitted for different classification of the use, if it's a principal use or an accessory use. As you will see at tonight's also meeting, we have a site plan review for EV charging station as a principal use. So we need to regulate the use like all other uses. That's why we are recommending this proposal to incorporate regulations for EV charging stations.
are the regulations prepared?
Yeah, the regulations are prepared. We are putting this in front of you tonight because we currently have no regulations for EV charging stations. We've been looking at ordinances within other communities and kind of mimicking it a little bit after what we classify today as gas stations. So kind of taking the best of what other communities are doing and what we currently have for gas stations, and we've combined it into a new ordinance that we have in front of you tonight.
Will the ordinance give a number that we will be allowed or limit?
No, you cannot limit the number. You can only limit the areas that they're allowed in and different conditions on what would be required per site.
I know I'm pushing forward. Do we have an idea of how many locations we're going to have within the city?
Right now, we have 2 inquiries. One site plan is before you tonight, and then the other one will come sometime in the near future.
Is that this?
Yes.
I'd like to know what locations currently you're talking about putting these EV charging stations at. like Kroger's,
Both-
places like that?
Well, so for like Salam had mentioned, there's two types of uses, primary and accessory use. The primary use is the one in front of you tonight, which is on Greenfield Road, near where the Taco Bell is.
Okay.
Okay? The second is an accessory use that will come at a future date when they apply, and that is proposed at the Kroger location in their parking lot.
Okay, but if there are any other ones that want to be installed, do we get to limit where they're?
That's what this ordinance will allow us to do.
Okay, that's what I'm concerned with.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I thought you had something you wanted?
I'm just curious about charging stations. It takes about 20 minutes to charge at this
The
station?
maximum, it's a fast charging, so to fully charge the car, it takes maximum 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yes.
And you, is there somebody in the room that knows about this?
We
Yes?
have a representative for the site plan review for the project that we have tonight.
Okay, and
to review.
he can answer questions for us?
Yes, of course. He can answer questions for their site plan review.
Okay, do I need to close the public hearing that we were on first? Yes. I now close the public hearing. All right, moving on to B.
Zoning amendment.
Okay. Would you say B for me?
The Planning Commission action regarding a proposed zoning amendment to the City of Oak Park zoning ordinance to add regulations regarding electrical vehicle charging stations. The proposed amendment also includes revisions to Article 4, Division 4, signs. We would need a motion.
I'm so moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. We're going to have a roll call.
Is this when the gentleman
Is he
talks?
coming up to say before we vote?
No.
No, if you have a specific question, you can go ahead and ask it now, though. We're doing his site plan later.
Site plan for this,
This is just to approve the ordinance. The site plan is further on the agenda.
Commissioner Eiselman,
Yes.
Commissioner McClellan,
yes.
Commissioner Tekich,
Yes.
Commissioner Seligson.
Yes.
Commissioner Walters Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Tungate,
Yes.
Vice Chair Brown.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, we are on our way to, well, let me pull the glasses up again. This is old business. We're going to the Capitol before we go to,
Plan.
you were motioning to me. I didn't read that.
The city manager will take us through the budget, the proposed
Oh.
budget.
Mr. City
Do we
Manager,
approve it or accept
give us
it?
some numbers, please.
The city manager, when we say this is old business, the city manager says this is very old business. That is something I don't really want to go into. We did talk about this at the last meeting. We didn't have a quorum, but we did talk about it still. I do want to point out just a couple of things. Everyone can see in their packet, in the blue column here for fiscal year 26, 27. I want to point out a couple of significant things, because we'd have to be here all day to talk about all of the stuff in the capital improvement plan. The first one, on page 33 of 98 at the bottom, under the public safety motor pool section there, you will see a new fire truck engine. We are budgeting, beginning next year, for a new fire engine, which we're going to actually finance our fire engine, which is a little bit unique. We've not done that before. We're going to finance it over the course of 5 years. And we think if we order it as soon as council approves the budget, hopefully on May 18th, that we'll see it here on site within 12 to 18 months of putting in our order. So next year, we'll see our fire truck, even though we'll be making payments already. So that's the first one. The second one, actually, there's more than that, one more. If you go down a little bit, you'll see election equipment. This is more state mandated election equipment changes. There is in the revenue side of the budget, there is an offsetting revenue line item for that. So even though we're purchasing 150,000 for that, it'll be offset by the revenue that's coming in. On the last page, the last thing I want, two more things actually. So I do want to point out that at the very top there, you'll see the new recreation center line item, and you'll see that we've put about 17 million over the course of the next 2 years. So next year, in the next fiscal year, we will be spending about half of the project's cost on the construction of our new community center, bond-funded, voter-approved community center, which we hope to be starting construction on the spring of '27. So that's a huge part of that. The next one down below that is also another one. This is a general fund, Parks and Recreation Improvement Fund project, but we will be installing trailways in Dewey, Best, Key, and in hopefully Rothstein Park as well. And those trailways were the #1 amenity as we went out and had umpteen community meetings with our community in the build-up to the vote that was on the ballot a few years ago now. The trailways was the top priority of our residents. And so we're going to go hit these other parks with brand-new trailways like you see in Shepherd Park. We're going to begin that in next year's budget. And that's really, those are some of the highlights in the capital improvement plan. This is by no means comprehensive view of the entire city general fund or special fund budget, but I think we do need a motion to accept the quarter improvement plan as we do every year, but I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone may have. Noting that I'm fresh off of a 9-hour session with city council on Friday, and this is about the last thing I want to talk about, but okay.
Okay, you have, was it $207,000, I think it is, for that truck?
Yep,
Is that the total cost, or are you gonna be paying that each year?
that's just 1 year's debt service payment. So that's principal plus interest for 1 year of the 5-year payments that we're going to make to purchase it. The truck's about 1.2 million, give or take.
And you said that, why does it take a year?
It's just the backlog. It's been going on for some time, even before COVID, but there's a substantial backlog ordering new fire trucks. In fact, the other ladder truck that we got, which is now 2 years ago, took about 20 months to arrive after we ordered it.
Nice business.
Yeah.
So you need a motion?
Motion to accept the quarter improvement plan,
So moved.
capital improvement
May I
plan,
have
please.
moved, may I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Tekach,
Yes.
Commissioner McClellan,
Yes.
Commissioner Eiselman, Vice Chair Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Tungate,
Yes.
Commissioner Walters Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Selick.
Yes.
Motion carried.
So this means that's the last time you need to talk about this?
No, I got to talk about it again on May 18th in front of City Council, but
Oh.
this year's budget
Okay.
process has not been,
We didn't free you, huh?
yes.
Okay.
But we're close. So just,
for the help, man.
Mr. Chair, so just so everybody knows, so we've gone through all of the internal administrative procedures for getting our budget approved, including about 9 hours with City Council, going through each and every department on last Friday, which will all culminate on May 18th when I present the final budget to City Council for their approval.
Is all this perceived to be balanced?
The city's general fund budget is balanced, as presented, which will be 15 in a row. This is my 15th.
So should we thank you on the record, or should we thank the discipline of the city?
Definitely the city manager. And finance department.
Yeah, I've noticed the taxes. We do know this stuff.
Well, I'm going to just say this. I think all due credit goes to the staff for their incredible hard work throughout this process. This process begins in February of each year and ends on the 3rd Monday of May of each year. So it's a long journey to arrive at this point.
That is what I was looking for, something to talk about who really does the work, and this is the staff. Congratulations, staff. Good job. And for the city manager who leads. So we're happy that he's still here,
Thank you.
even
Thank
though
you.
he's getting more and more famous every day. Okay, where are we? Do we have any new business?
Yes, site plan review for Iona Electric Vehicle Charging Station at 21500 Greenfield Road. So in front of you tonight, a site plan review for an electrical vehicle charging station at a vacant parcel on a greenfield. We just proposed a zoning ordinance for EV charging station, and the classification of a primary or a principal EV charging station in the B2 district is permitted by a site plan review, subject to the regulations of the proposed zoning ordinance. The applicant proposed to develop an EV charging station with 14 charging stalls, including 2 stalls to accommodate trailers and 7 charging dispensers. While the proposed EV charging station is similar in the overall design of layout of a traditional gas station, the operational impact differ significantly, as the EV charging station generate lower traffic turnover and longer vehicle dwelling times. As stated in the staff report, the site plan complies with the proposed EV charging stations regulations, as well as the B2 district and other site development elements. We recommend approval of the site plan review, subject to the 13 conditions of approval. We have Andre Villacrez, a representative of the applicant, is available to present the project and answer any questions you may have.
May I call him up, please?
And remind him to turn on the mic.
And please turn on the microphone. Give me your name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Andres Villacrez. I am a site development manager for Iona, and my address is 4022 Stirrup Creek Drive, Durham, North Carolina 27703.
Thank you. Are you going to make a presentation for us?
Just a quick statement about the Iona project as you have the site plan in front of you. We are privately funded and founded by 8 major automakers, of which I'll list off as BMW, GM, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Mercedes, Stellantis, and Toyota. One day I'll memorize all that, but for now I'll have it written down. We're developing a level 3 charging network across the United States in partnerships with our OEM, so we don't have to worry about NEVI funding or that running out. We can build our projects as soon as we get building and power secured for the sites. Our tenet is driver first and be safe here at Iona. We want to create a next level charging experience for our customers as the EV populace grows more and more over the next 10 to 15 years. Here in Michigan, we're currently working on 3 active sites here in Oak Park, Rochester Hills, and I have here in Farmington. So we want to expand quickly. Currently, we have 108 sites live to the public and we are only now 2 years old. And we currently have over 300 sites in the works on the back end. We're excited to bring this project here to Oak Park, as close to the Detroit area and close to the airport, and bring populace here into the site. As you can see in the pictures we provided, this setup will be similar to our Kia West Point, Georgia plant site. Full-on canopy, pull-through stalls, restroom and vending machine amenity for our customers who are charging. What level 3 charging represents, and I did want to bring this up as a quick correction. The standard right now for level 3 charging is 0 to 80% in about 30 minutes and a full charge in about an hour. Of course, that depends on the age of your battery, or colder temperatures might vary and lengthen that charge time. But that's who we are, and I'm here to answer any questions, concerns, and work through this site plan with you, and hopefully we can get the site up and running this year.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Madam Mayor.
So what little I know about this, you go up to 80% charged, is that right?
And within from 0 to 80 in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes. So looking at the picture, can I stay in my car and wait for 30 minutes in my car with the engine on and the heat going?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Although that could increase, if you have the heat going or the AC running, that could increase the charge time by a couple minutes, but you can still use your vehicle in its capacity minus driving as you're plugged in and charging.
Because otherwise, I mean, in the summer, you're not, in the winter with 3, inches of snow, you're not going to sit at the picnic table.
Correct. Which is
There's
why we're
only a
providing the canopy
bathroom?
for cover.
What's
yes.
that?
Which is what the canopy is for, to provide the additional coverage.
Right, but there's no, like, coffee station or anything.
No,
You
ma'am.
could sell coffee while you're at it.
We do have vending machines, but to your point, if it is very warm outside or in the middle of winter, you would want to probably stay in your car. But
And then how do you price this?
currently, our average pricing is between 38 and 42 cents per kilowatt. So if you think of like a sedan, it'll probably take about $20 to $28 for full fill up. If you're thinking more of the EV vans or the EV SUVs, you're thinking more of the $30 to $40 range for a fill up.
So I could use gas at that price, yeah?
I'm sorry.
Couldn't I get gas for the same price?
If you have a gas vehicle, yes.
So it's not a price advantage.
It could vary. Typically, EV pricing has stayed around that high 30s, low 40 cents per kilowatt, and we've seen against the current averages. Or if you're in California, like my poor coworker who's remote, gas prices where it's much more expensive, it is an advantage to drive EV.
Depends on where in the country are you.
Hmm.
And you have the infrastructure in place to set this up?
Yes, we are currently working with DTE to secure our power. So, in active coordination with the city, we're actively coordinating with DTE to secure power.
So for 30 minutes, you would get 105 hours, 105 minutes, not hours, minutes? Oh. 1 hour of charging gives you
80%.
210 what?
I see. So 30 minutes of charging will get, on average, your battery to 80% from 0%. And then the full hour, if you can take the full hour to charge your car, that will get you to 100% charge or a full tank.
And is this miles, 105 miles? It will-
I'm talking in terms of percentage. The miles do vary by car as EV works to standardize its kilowattage per mile. So I'm just using terms of percentage.
Say that again, Mrs. Ellison.
Pardon, and the temperature outside, a bunch of other things.
I'm sorry.
And will someone be at this location all the time?
No,
24
sir.
hours a day?
This is a fully
Never.
unmanned station.
That's-
Unmanned.
It's unmanned. So how often do you inspect it if it's unmanned?
We partner with several local and national firms to come and conduct daily and weekly cleanups of the site. So for trash collection and site cleanliness overall, and we have 24/7 monitoring on site as well. So if we catch anything, we'll deploy immediately, or during janitorial cleanups, we'll be informed of anything that needs to be addressed.
What's the monitor? Television monitor or
A camera. So
camera?
we use Verkada cameras to be exact, which is all full human monitoring back at HQ.
So it's inspected daily. That means like papers would be cleaned up and all of that?
Correct. We will partner with janitorial firms to come and clean up the site and dispose of waste.
That's weekly though, right? Or is it daily?
Daily trash collection on the bins we have along the chargers, and we can either increase or decrease the need as we see fit, depending on as we get more data once the site opens.
Mr. Chair.
City Manager, Mr. Manager.
I've got two questions. So I want to talk about the landscape plan a little bit. So it sounds like we're deviating a little bit from just the normal, and I think that's because we're doing more than we're required to do.
No, they are providing more landscaping than what's required, but the type of the plants is, they are proposing one type. No, this is just an example, illustration. But the site plan shows that they are providing more plants than what's required by the zoning ordinance.
Okay.
I would just add, there's one variety that's predominant on the site, so we're going to work with them to revise the landscape plan to include other species that are more appropriate,
Okay, and that's just obviously
just for the diversity of the landscape
Yeah.
materials, yeah.
the foliage is, there's a neighborhood behind there, obviously, to protect. Okay, well, I think that's fantastic, and thank you for deviating to the good.
Of course.
So
No.
few do that.
We're a partner here with the cities, and as we say across the nation as we're working through, we want to be a partner in the community. So whatever we can do to
It's
assist that,
fantastic.
beautify the lots and everything, we're going to be a good partner.
Okay, and then,
Some kind of wall between that and the
well, that's
residence?
that's basically what this is gonna serve as a landscape wall, essentially, correct?
Is
I
that
mean,
right?
there's not a foundational wall.
No, there is no
Yeah.
foundational. They are providing a buffer, landscaping buffer
Yeah.
between the residential, except for 2 openings for
Yeah.
truck circulations.
Yeah. Okay, and then, I lied, because I do have 2 more then. So the entrance to in and out would occur both off of Greenfield and the side road, or just the side road?
Just,
I'm sorry, just the side road and then the alleyway for exiting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, last question. When do you guys plan on starting construction if you get approval tonight?
I believe tonight we have one more round of P&Z, or is this, and can we submit for permits?
no, just for, you submit for building permits after the site plan approval.
Perfect. So with that clarity, we anticipate approval about average of,
I'm sorry, I just want to correct that because we need to wait on the approval of the city council for the proposed zoning ordinance, so they can start after the second reading and when the zoning ordinance become effective. So that's mid of June. At that time, when it's approved and the zoning is adopted, they can start the work.
Okay.
And how long will that take once it's approved?
It takes for first reading. We're gonna propose it to the city council on their third meeting of
she's
this
asking
month,
the-
second meeting.
Once it's approved and everything's fine, how long does it take them to build it up and get it operational?
It's,
How long does the building process actually take?
good question, thank you. The average building, it takes us about 6 to 8 weeks to build. So assuming mid-June, this gets approved to city council, we're assuming a 3-month timeline, 90 days, which is the average building permit review time in jurisdictions we've come across. That'll come around September. And assuming DTE, which right now it's looking positive, can secure power for us, we'll start construction in September. It'll be tight, but we'd want to get this site live by end of year, so late Q4, if everything goes according to plan.
Well, I
So-
just want to be the first to say thank you. I'm going to be a yes vote on this one, and I want to say thank you for being here tonight and for your business here in the city.
Thank you.
Why did you want to be the first to say yes? Are you anticipating the fact that the technology is moving so rapidly? We now have vehicles, and you know, they haven't all gotten here yet, that now charge in 5 minutes.
That's a good question. We've seen this technology, mainly BYD in China is pioneering that technology, and it takes a couple of years for that to become, leave the commercial space, which it is now, and come into the, more of the public space. Sorry, apologies. Come into the more public space, but to your point, as technology adapts, we can adapt with it. Our charging cables are interchangeable, so a little detail. We service both CCS, which is the non-Tesla standard plug, and NACS, North American Charging Standard, which is the Tesla plug, which all the OEMs and manufacturers are looking to move towards NACS. So when that point comes, all of our stations can be easily switched out by, like, as a Lego. You plug and play the cable, now it's NACS. And as technology gets better and charging capabilities increase, we'll either come in, replace chargers as needed, or replace a tech in the charger. But as long as we have power, we can upgrade as needed.
Okay.
Good question.
I have a question.
Please.
I don't find this particularly attractive. Can you do something to make it more attractive?
We'll comply. We'll comply with the. Sure, I understand, and we'll comply with what the city, whatever city feedback we get, or what the code or any overlay district is for the parcel that we're coming into.
Joe, this is not attractive.
I did not say that. I had no opinion of that. I'm more concerned about his break-even point, because even though you believe that that stuff is not going to get here anytime soon, once everybody understands how good it is, and no one wants to stay anywhere for an hour plugged into a vehicle. And they're going to, as the gas prices begin to run away from everybody for what considerable time that it's there, they're not going to want the inconvenience. And they're going to run to the 5-minute fully charged vehicles. And I'm an ex-auto industry person, so I know that we would not sit still knowing that they have something that good and not find a way to put that kind of technology so that it's more convenient for customers. But that causes you to only have people sitting in your place instead of the hour to get to the 80%. They'll be there for 5 minutes and not using up much of the stuff, because I know when we talk about your competition, which is the Tesla boys, because that's what his charge was. He was going to have charging stations everywhere because he makes batteries. That was his game, and we understand that. So you sound as though you're fully aware if the technology begins to, your break-even point is going to really drop in a hurry.
And yeah, that's a valid point. And as we're building for the future right now, so break-even point, it's not our concern right now. Our OEMs, our owners, the auto manufacturers want to sell EV cars, and you need a network to build. You need to build a network so people can feel comfortable and get rid of that range anxiety, right? That's essentially step one. And it's to your point, as the charging technology gets better, we have a backing of the manufacturers behind us to come in and say, okay, time to upgrade our sites. We already have power in place, and what can we do to quickly come in? And I think that's where our advantage is. We do have a bias towards action. We see that come in, what can we do, and we action towards it. So when the time comes, I think we'll be in a good spot to adapt.
Okay, very good. This is not a negative comment. As the improvement accelerates, then we're concerned. I don't want to put you out of business, but if something happens that your business diminishes, do you take all that equipment away?
Currently, I believe we're looking to purchase this parcel, so we're in it for the long run.
Okay.
We want to be number one.
That makes us feel much better. All right, is there any other questions? We need a vote? I need a motion, please.
So moved.
I heard 2 moves.
Second.
I heard 2 seconds.
Right, who moved it? Thank you.
May I have a roll call?
Yes. Commissioner Watchers Gill? Yes. Commissioner Seligson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tekach?
Yes.
Commissioner McClellan?
Yes.
Commissioner Eiselman? Vice Chair Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Tungate?
Yes.
All right, motion carried.
Congratulations, the motion is carried. Get your skates on,
Sir.
and you're flying back and forth.
We can revisit that. I appreciate that feedback. So thank you, commissioners. Thank you, madam.
Don't make
And-
it too, what color do you want?
I don't want all that red.
No, that wasn't the question. The question was, what
have a-
color do you want?
We have a blue rainbow variant we could do in lieu of the red. Well, we'll work with the city and see what we can
Yes,
do.
please work with the city, because we don't want you getting a throw-up thing.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you for the long drive.
All right, where am I? Are there any planning commission matters for discussion that was not on the agenda? May I have a closure to the meeting? Motion to adjourn. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Okay, Seligson, what was the timing? Seligson? Well,